Good day. This is Engineer Michael M. Ramos Jr. And for this video, I will apply what I have learned from the recorded video of Dr. Edwin Arboleda about modify commands. So this is AutoCAD application number 12, part 1. So for this application, we will try some of the modify commands, specifically the mirror text, the rotate, the chamfer, the fillet, the stretch, lengthen, the break, extend, and also the explode. So for the remaining three commands, which are the p-edit, align, and scale, this will be discussed for the next video. So let's go back from the very first command in modify applications. So first one, we have here the mirror. Mirror may be typed in our command such as the spelling of mirror, or you can type it as an mi. So let's go to our AutoCAD. So I have here open application named as application number 12. So in this AutoCAD version 2021, we must first draw a triangle, okay, in order to apply this application mirror. So to create a triangle, let's type L for line, then specify first point. So let's start here and here. Then second point is here. So we could press it here, or we could type C for close. Then right after type or creating a triangle, so we could type text. Okay, so let's try to type text. Enter. So specify starting point. So let's start it here. Then specify height. So let's say the height of this is 10. Then enter. So rotation angle 0 as is. So let's type the text, for example, R. Then hit enter. Or click outside and hit enter. So we have here a letter R, but it is small. Okay, it is very small for this diagram triangle. So if we will zoom in, we have here the letter R. So I think we should set the value of height of this R. So let's delete it. So let's type again text, enter, specify first point. So click here, then specify height, let's say 50, hit enter, angle 0. So we could type or type letter R. Then click outside, hit enter. Okay, so I think this letter R is good for now. It is visible on the screen. So to apply the application mirror, we should create two lines, okay, in this endpoint of our triangle. So let's type L for line. Select first point or the endpoint itself. Enter. Then another line. Select it. Select the midpoint or the first point or the endpoint of this triangle and click here and enter. Okay, so the purpose of this two line is to create, okay, the or the midpoint or the first point, okay, or the base point of the rotation, or I mean or of the mirror of this triangle. So to apply this mirror, so we could type in our command line mirror for mirror, or we could type mi shortcut command for mirror, hit enter. Then it says mirror select objects. So let's try to select this triangle. Okay, again, so let's select them again. Okay, so we selected the triangle, and also we selected the text. Then hit enter. Then mirror says specify first point of mirror line. So let's click the endpoint of this line by clicking it and dragging it down. So we have here the mirror of this triangle and the letter R. So specify endpoint. So let's put it this endpoint of this line. Hit enter. Okay, so we have here a mirror. Okay, a mirror of this triangle with letter R. And as you can see, so we have here a mirrored triangle, and also we have here a mirrored R, but the spelling is the same way. So as you can see in this application, we must apply the mirror text. So mirror text, so we could switch it on or switch it off. And as you can see in this diagram, if we have here the mirror, okay, the mirror text is off or turned off. So as you can see, the R is still the same. So to have a R which is also mirrored, so we will apply the value of 1 in the mirror text. So first thing to do is select the triangle, the letter R, and the two lines. So let's copy it. Copy. Select base point and let's copy it here. Hit enter. Okay. Then let's try to type mirror text. So mirror or MRRT. Okay. Then we have here text. So by default, our mirror text value is 0. So let's type it 1 to activate the inverted text or the mirror text. So one of the monitored system variables has changed from the preferred value. So if we type mirror, okay, then select object. So let's select this, then hit enter. Specify first point of the mirror line. Let's select the end point of this line. Then let's drag it down to the next end point of the line. And as you can see, while we hit enter, we have here a mirrored triangle and also a mirrored R. So this is the application of the mirror text 1. It is set to 1. Once we set the mirror text into 0, we have here the not inverted R. Okay, so those are the application of mirror and also the mirror text. Next one, we have here the command rotate. So we know rotate, we will rotate a certain object. So for example, if we will type RO, shortcut for rotate in our command line, then select object. So let's select this triangle with letter R, then hit enter. So specify base point. So let's say the endpoint of this triangle. So we could rotate it clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay, so we could press hit here. Okay, or let's undo it. Select again, rotate, select the triangle and the letter, hit enter. So we could specify the base point, hit the endpoint here, then specify rotation. So let's say 45 degrees. So if we set 45 degrees, the object, the triangle with the inverted R or the mirrored R, is rotated 45 degrees. So this is the application of the command rotate. Next one, we have here a chamfer. So chamfer is applied in a certain object to manipulate the edges. Okay? So first one, let's try to create a rectangle. So in creating this rectangle, so we could generate line. So let's create a rectangle here, here. No. Undo. Rec. Then create a rectangle. Okay. So in chamfer, so we could manipulate the edges of this rectangle by setting its distance. So for example, if we type chamfer, so here we have here select first line. So we must set the distance. So let's type D for distance. Selects or specify first chamfer distance. So let's type 40. So once we select 40, specify second chamfer distance. So let's select this. Okay, so as you can see in this rectangle, we set the distance 40, and by clicking these two specific sides of this rectangle, we have here chamfer size of distance 40. Okay, so if we want to manipulate the chamfer of this edge of this rectangle, so we could type chamfer. Let's try type D for distance. Then specify first chamfer distance. Let's try to type 100. So let's select enter. Select this edge or this side, then select this side. So we have here a chamfer distance of 100 in this rectangle. So again, chamfer distance, letter D. Let's type 40 again. Enter. Select this line, this bottom line, and this side line. Enter. So we have here a chamfer of 40. And last one, chamfer distance D 200, for example. Hit enter again. Select the line, the side, and the top. So we have here chamfer distance of 200. So that is the application of what we call chamfer, and we manipulate the distance value to get the distance of these edges for each side. So next application is the fillet. So fillet is just a chamfer, but if in chamfer we use the edge to create a certain line with a specific distance, in fillet we will create a curve for each edges of a rectangle, for example. So let's try to type rect for rectangle. Then let's select here and create a rectangle here and hit enter. Okay? So escape. So after creating a rectangle, so let's try to type fillet. So fillet. So here fillet, let's set the value of our radius r. So we will type r for radius. Then the radius is set to be 100. Click enter. So in fillet, select first object. So let's select this first line and then select the second line. So as you can see, it is the same as the chamfer, but it is curved. Okay? Again, fillet. So our radius is set to 100. So let's select this first line, then second line. Okay, again, fillet. Oh, sorry. Fillet. Fillet. Select the first line, second line, and we have here the fillet one. And last one, fillet. First line and second line. So here we have here the application of chamfer and we have here the application of fillet. Okay? So next application is we have here stretch. So when it comes to stretch, we could stretch a certain line. So in this sample, so we could manipulate this line. Okay? This line in between this triangle. Okay? So in stretch, so let's type str for stretch. Select object, so select this object and hit enter. Specify base point or displacement, so let's select this endpoint. Okay. Second point, so let's select here. So as you can see, in stretch application, we modify the line by moving it to the another space or to another point. So the line couldn't stretch, it's just move or it just move from one place to another. So let's undo it again. Undo. Okay. So in stretch, as you can see, if we type it stretch, select the object, enter, select the first point or the end point here, select second point. So as you can see, the displacement of this stretch line is move. So let's undo it. So the best way to do stretch is to click the line. Okay. Click a certain object or which is the line. And as you can see, we have here some of the squares with an application of strength or lengthen. So by clicking the stretch, so we could drag it. And once we place it on this specific point, we have here a stretch line. Okay? So that is the application of stretch. So if we create a certain line, so L for line, let's create a line or slanted line here and then hit enter. So for stretching, click the line, select the point or the square, click stretch, and then let's apply it here. Okay? So we have here the stretch line. Again, if we could stretch it here and put it here in this top of this triangle, click the square, color blue, click stretch, and then put it on this one. So we have here a stretch line and we created it by clicking the line, clicking the object, and selecting the endpoint of those line. So that is the application of what we could do in stretching. Okay? Next one, we have here the lengthen. Okay? So lengthen application is the same as application of our stretch. But for this one, we could fill out a certain object by applying lengthen. So first, let's create a line. Okay? Line. I think let's activate this. So specify first point here, here. Let's type here. Let's type it here. And let's create a broken line here and hit enter. So lengthen is applied if we want to connect, okay, each line to form a certain object. So for lengthen, so let's try to type lengthen, okay, lengthen, and hit enter. So in lengthen, as you can see, there is a application or option delta. So let's type it DE. While clicking DE, so enter data length. So in here, by selecting this, the data length is 10, for example. So lengthen object, if we would select this line, clicking it, it will extend its line by 10 points. Okay? So this is the application of lengthen. Okay? Again. So lengthen. Click here. Then for example, click this line. Then type DE for delta. Then length is for example 10. If we will click enter, so as you can see, by clicking this, it will extend its line. Okay? Same goes with this other one. So lengthen DE, set it to 10, hit it enter. Let's extend this line. Okay? Then click this line to extend it. Same with the others. Same goes with this side of this triangle. We could extend it to 10. So if we will put this point at this one, so we could extend the other point. So if our pointer is near to the certain endpoint, that is the place where it could extend. Okay? So the trim application will also apply if we created a certain object with extended, okay, line. So for this, hit enter. Then let's try to type trim. After clicking trim, so let's select this objects and this object. So we have here a trimmed rectangle and hit enter. So that is the application of what we call lengthen. Okay? So we could lengthen a certain line. We could lengthen a certain line of an object. We could have an extended point of that specific line, and we could delete it using the application of trim. Okay? Next one, we have here the application break. So in break, it is just manipulating a certain object or certain drawing by giving a certain break or broken line. So for example, if we have here break, okay, and hit enter. So select objects. So for example, we have here this object. Okay, specify second breakpoint. So for example, we will select the breakpoint at this point. So by clicking it, we have here a broken line at this point. So break is just breaking a specific object in one end. Okay, let's undo it again. So for example, let's type break, enter. So select object. So this is the specific object we want to select. Though after one or after that, we could select or specify the second breakpoint. So if we have here or we select a certain line at this point, if moving it to this point, so we have here the breakpoint. So we will create a broken line at this one. So this is the application of break. So for example, if we will create a drawing of a certain room, applying a break, we could create a certain point of the door of a certain room. So that is the application of break. So in this application, we generated a break value, okay, from a certain rectangle using different lines. So what if we will apply the break using rectangle, okay? Direct, okay, direct application. So this is a rectangle, but it is formed through lines. So now we could create a rectangle and apply break. So by clicking or hitting enter, so break, select objects, so select here, then specify breakpoint. So for example, first point, I press here, okay, this part, midpoint. So as you can see, where the arrow or the mouse pointer goes, it generates or creates the break. So if I press this midpoint, this is the broken one. So if I press this midpoint, so some parts of this rectangle is deleted. So in this one, per each line is deleted, but on this one, this is a region rectangle. So all the parts are part of breaking it. Okay, so this is the application of the break. Okay. So next one, we have here the application or command extend. So let's span or drag on the side of this drawing. So in extend, so we must generate lines and we must extend it up to a certain object. So for example, I created a line here, enter, another line, created a line here, and a line created at this point. Okay, and then I will generate a line, a vertical line on this one. Okay, and hit enter. So in 2021, if I type EXTEND for extend, by just selecting a certain line, it will extend up to the last point of the object. So I could not select this, so there is a warning symbol. So I will only select those lines. So clicking it, click it, and click it. Okay, so that is the application of extend. So what if I will create a line on the side? So escape, line, oh sorry, not list, L for line. Then I will create a line here, hit enter. So extend, let's try if these three lines will extend from the another line. So by selecting this, so it could extend on the other line. Same goes with this one and with this one. So as you can see, we could extend lines, okay? So for example, I created a line. So I generated a line here, hit enter. So for example, I lengthen or stretch it again. So let's try to extend these three lines. So EXTEND for extend. Select this line. So it extended until it reached this longer line. Same goes with here. But as you can see, the extension first meet on this line. Okay? So the first intersection of the line is the first extension. On the other hand, we have here the extension of the line. So if we want to extend this line up to here, let's select this line. So the first intersection is the first extension. Okay, so that is the application of the command extend. So if we have here an intersection, we must select again the line and extend it to reach this line. So that is the application of the extend. Okay, for the last one, we have here the command explode. So for explode, we must create an object, okay, a drawing, then we will explode it into number of lines. So this is applicable if we want to unregion a certain object. For example, I created a rectangle. So here, let's say I have here this rectangle. So if I will click this rectangle, all of the lines are selected because they are in region. Okay? So in order to separate those four lines, we will type explode. Okay? Explode. Hit enter for explode. Select the rectangle. And once we click enter, all of the lines of this rectangle will be exploded. Okay? So we could select the left, the right, the top and the bottom line of this rectangle. So that is the application of explode. So we could type X for explode and hit the certain object. So let's undo again. Okay, so this rectangle is in region. So let's type X for explode. Select the object, hit enter, and we have here these lines. So to regroup these lines to create a rectangle that is intact, so we could type region. So in region, select object. So let's select all of these four lines, hit enter. So this rectangle is now intact to each other. So those are some of the examples. So those are some of the modify commands. So we have here the mirror, mirror text, rotate, chamfer, fillet, stretch, lengthen, break, extend, and explode. So for the p-edit, align, and scale, this will be discussed for the video number 13. Okay? So if you like this video, so you could hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, Michael RMS, where we apply what we've learned from the academe. Click the suggested video to watch video number 13. Thank you so much. Have a great day and also stay safe.